Good morning and good evening, everyone. Welcome to Insight with Praveen Puram. You are watching live from Atlanta on Mana TV and TV5. You have been watching these wonderful events for which are very much useful to Indo-Americans and NRIs. One such event today I'm going to present with our esteemed guest, Dr. Mangesh. Hello,
Hello,
sir. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
We are very well, and thank you so much for joining us and
Thank you so much.
sacrificing your evening. And before we get started, I just wanted everyone to be aware of NLP. I will not tell what is NLP, and I know most of you might have Googled what is NLP. I just wanted to introduce our guest, Dr. Mangesh. Dr. Mangesh is having 28 years of coaching and consulting. He is recognized as a master of NLP and the top 10 NLPs in the world, right? So he's a master coach, leadership coach, design thinking expert, organizational development expert, and he also spans on human behavior, sales training, leadership coaching, and design thinking. So how this helps to ourselves in our personal life and in professional life. We will get to know more in this story from Dr. Mangesh. Again, thank you so much, Dr. Mangesh ji, for coming onto this show and spending your valuable 30-40 minutes to give insights about NLP to all our NRIs and Indo-Americans in North America. Again, I
Thank you so
wanted to,
much.
yeah, thank you. Dr. Mangesh, as a part of this story, definitely people like you coming onto this platform, I wanted to ask you one question, which is if you were to describe about your journey in 1 or 2 minutes, what it would be.
Very good. I have been a professor and a consultant in the area of human behavior and human resource management. And I have this dream of pursuing NLP. And the moment I pursued NLP, I found this has got great potential. And I asked a question to myself, why did I not learn it earlier? And then with this journey, all my professional endeavor that we have been doing has gone very great. So now I'm a leadership coach. I'm a corporate trainer. I'm a motivational speaker. I'm a group process facilitator. And I also work with industries, with sports personnel, with therapists, with very, very diversified field of people who are into the space of human development.
Excellent, Dr. Mangeshi. So, what is your background, Mangeshi? Because NLP is not easy term, right? If you talk about NLP, people will think from tech industry, natural language processing. But
Yeah.
before we know what is NLP from you, I wanted to tell my viewers, how did you become top 10 in the master training of NLP? How did you start your journey and how did you land this up?
Wonderful. My background is I'm a graduate in physics. Then I did my management. And when I come to the professional management, I understood that it is most of the human behavior. And when I saw that the application of psychology, human behavior, and many other fields are there, then I came to know about this science called as neuro-linguistic programming. And that's called as the science of human excellence. We call psychology is the study of human behavior. Neuro-linguistic programming is the science of human excellence. And when I learned this, I also had the background of a clinical counselor and psychotherapy and other areas. So combined with science, when I actually did this course, then I realized that it has got great potential, not only as a therapeutic tool, but also it can be applied to industry, to people, to sports, to public speaking, and to many, many areas, journalism, law, policing. There are many areas. I mean, I have not found an area where NLP cannot be applied. So if something a person can do with brain, then the person can actually, there is scope to apply NLP. And that's what is my realization about it.
Excellent, Dr. Mangeshi. So let's start this. I will also wanted to start this program in a different way. I just wanted to tell my viewers and you, we have started one program called Elevate Gen, which is a
Okay.
platform for the students, the
Mhm.
young high schoolers, undergrads, and beyond. Right? What is
Okay.
this platform is to mentor, coach all these kids for their next journey, right? So
Wonderful.
I also wanted to introduce one of my officer, president, who is the president for Elevate Gen, maybe in the later of this session, right? So
Okay,
let's
that would
start
be
with the
wonderful.
rapid. Thank you.
Sure.
Let's start with the rapid fire questions. Some of the questions. So the first one you already answered what is NLP,
Right.
neuro linguistic programming.
Programming.
The second one comes, what is your morning mantra?
In fact, the morning mantra is very interesting. So I go with a specific formula called as ESSACE. That means when I get up in the morning, I experience success and see achievement with closed eyes. And then I open my eyes, again I revisit that visualization, because visualization is very powerful. So my morning mantra is, I visualize 3 to 4 success things I want to do that particular day, and then with that mindset I approach my life. And science also says that your reticular activation system, it helps you to bring those opportunities for you. So that's how my morning begins.
Wow. So every single day you visualize for the success to be
Absolutely.
there. That's a great
Yes.
mantra. Moving on to the next one NLP tip for daily stress.
In fact, when a person gets into stress, then every small thing impacts on the person very huge way. That's why even you have seen, if it is a delayed email, even a raised eyebrow from someone or a missed call, that even bothers people. So although there are many ways, one must use certain things to deal with stress. That's like we do a technique like a volume control knob, like for our radios and other things, there is a knob. If you increase, you can increase the volume and you can reduce the volume. Similarly, when you feel stress, you can see the image of the stress in your mind and imagine that you have a volume controller, and you can actually reduce the intensity of the stress, and you will find in very short period of time the image of the stress, it reduces, and you start feeling calming, because that's how your body mind works. So that's why we say that. And you can actually breathe slowly. That's why we say that, touch a moment, breathe it slow, let peace return, let power grow. So that's how we actually can deal with stress.
That's a great one, Dr. Mangeshji. I'm very proud that you have told one which is stress, which is a very common in everyone every single time in their daily practice, right? That will
Thank you.
definitely help us. What's your go-to word for motivation?
Wonderful. When we understand about motivation, one of the word I always follow that, unfold and experience, because there are a lot of things with us. So that's why, like, most of the time when we talk about motivation, there are two types of individuals for a particular thing to get motivated. Some of us are towards the person. That means we like the task, we like the challenge. Some of you are away from the person. That means when a FOMO is created within us, then we actually get motivated. Therefore, one thing that always helps to me when I look at motivation, that's called as unfold the pattern of the day. And then we say that we are not behind, we are not too late, we are unfolding into something great. That's why unfold is the word that actually works as a mantra for motivation.
Excellent, Mangeshji. I think unfold, that is the mantra. Moving on to the next one, leadership or coaching, what would you pick?
I would definitely love coaching, because I am a coach, and I have seen that coaching is such a powerful tool by which you can even turn the silent members of your team into confident leaders. And what a coach actually asks questions that makes a person to realize the solution. And that's why when you coach right, you can create leaders. That's why we say lead by asking, not by might. Help them to see their inner light. So that's what in one word we can actually define coaching. And coaching is definitely, coaching can make leaders.
Great to know that coaching is one thing you have said that also lead to leadership. Excellent.
Yes.
Your favorite sport to coach using NLP?
Yes.
What is your favorite sport to coach
That's called
using
cricket.
NLP?
Cricket. Because, most of the time what happens, I have seen cricket is the game of the moment. So therefore, every moment, and cricket is a game where a lot of things appear to be not in your control. But I see when, like, the pitch conditions, the weather conditions, there are a lot of things which appear to be not in your control. But when you actually coach it properly, then you think those uncontrollable things are actually within your control. So that's why we say that before the bat, before the sun, or before the bat, before the run, the battles lost are won in mind's own. That's why what we say in coaching, in cricket, you actually can make a person to do away with the situations which appear to be disturbing, and the person can come to a winning spirit very, very easily and take the game ahead.
Excellent. Even though your favorite is cricket, but NLP can be
Yes.
applied to all the sports as well, right?
Oh, it can be applied to all the sports, and I have coached people from various sports backgrounds with NLP.
Excellent. Thank you, sir. And one, can NLP help teenagers anxiety? Yes or no?
I say absolutely it helps, because anxiety or stress is something which is remaining on a timeline for us. And when we deal with this anxiety for teenage students, actually we take them over the timeline and get it solved. Like one of the examples I can give, when one person was having a stress anxiety about the exam, then I asked a very simple question. I asked that, do you know someone who did not do a very good in a particular exam, but today the person is very, very successful? And the person immediately answered, yes, I know my dad, who was not very good in the exams, but he is very, very successful today. So I told him, if your dad goes over there today and looks back to the exam, is it really bothering him anymore? He told, no, this exam is not bothering him anymore. Similarly, I told, in your life, anytime you find it is a challenge, it is an end. Actually, it is not an end, it is a bend, right? And you really can do that. That's why anxiety, stress, everything can be dealt with NLP, using the tools of NLP.
Excellent, Dr. Mangeshji. This is very well answered. And most of the kids, they are worried about their exam. Who are watching,
Yes.
definitely this tip helps. So one book everyone should read. What do you think, sir?
I will suggest two books. Both are my favorite book. One book is called as the You Can Win, which is by Steve Kera. When I read that book, one of the statements that actually struck me a lot, there a statement is there that understand your weakness, but focus on your strength. Most of the time, what happens, we focus on our weakness. And in my life also, when I have realized this mantra that understand your weakness, but focus on the strength, you find many things you are really able to do. The second book I will suggest, which is called The Biology of Belief by Bruce Lipton, that is also a very wonderful book, which says that our thinking can affect our cells and even can affect the neurons and other part that can take a decision. That's why what I say, that these are the two books I already like and I can recommend to for everybody to read.
Thank you, Dr. Mangeshji. Can you repeat those two books for our viewers once more?
Okay, one is called You Can Win by author
Okay.
is Steve Kera. The
Mhm.
second book is The Biology of Belief. It is by Dr. Bruce Lipton.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for that. And what is the quote you live by?
In fact, I live by three quotes throughout my life after I did NLP. One is called, if someone can do, then anyone can learn to do. Most of the time we say how that person is doing. So thing is that if someone can do something, I can actually learn to do it. So that learning is a great way we can actually adapt. Second, I say another quote that motivates me is, there is nothing called failure, it's only feedback. If something we could not do, rather than seeing that life event as a failure, if you can see what it teaches me, then that helps. And the third that helps me is that we have all the resources within ourselves to do whatever we desire to do. So when I realize the resources within me, I can learn, and there is nothing called failure, it's a feedback, it's life transformational. So that's how I have used it in my life.
Excellent. So nothing is a failure, but it's a feedback. Everyone should.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Absolutely, Dr. Mangeshji. So let's focus now on more the NLP, right? So
Yes.
when you so most of us choose, when you ask any kid today, they will say, I will become an engineer and doctor, or I'll become an IT professional, right? So NLP is a very not a normal term for all of us. So
Yes.
how do you think any personnel should think about NLP, and who can think about NLP?
That's a very powerful question. In fact, NLP is the natural way we live our life, because there are two ways we make things to work for us, and we also take action. One is we display a set of actions to be successful, which is called as a set of behavior.
Mhm.
Now, those set of behavior we take can be successful if those set of behavior is guided by a mental imprint in the brain. Most of the time, if the mental imprint becomes very strong, then the behaviors will be very strong and the behaviors will be successful. That's why when we understand NLP, we say that come to the behavior second. First, create the mental imprint of the behavior in your brain first. Because if the mental imprints are being behaved or generated properly, and that works like a driver, then your behaviors will give you success. Otherwise, what happens? People, they get motivated. Like most of the New Year, day, what they say, they take some promise. They say that I'm going to do this, and after 2 3 days, they do not continue because they just copy a behavior without creating a mental imprint. That's why what NLP says that once you take action, and before you take the action, if you create a mental imprint that can drive you, then the action will be leading towards success. So that's in simple term, we say NLP is creating that mindset. And once you create the mindset, create a driver that will drive you to take action. So that's how NLP is.
Excellent. Nicely said. But when you talk about this NLP like mindset, right? Everyone will have a
Yes.
mindset. And you also
Yes.
told the weaknesses and strengths. So
Yes.
how do anyone see life is busy, Dr. Mangesh?
Yes.
Everyone are busy chasing money, chasing their dreams, or chasing their luxury or every or health, right? So
Yes.
how do one should understand themselves and using these techniques? How, because let's say I do not know this technique. So how do you tell a person should behave or think about himself and elevate whatever his strengths are?
Wonderful question. In fact, we actually follow a model in NLP called as the library model. Like
Okay.
suppose you visit a library, you will find there are many books,
Okay.
but you only pick up those books to read which is meaningful for you. Similarly, within us, there are many qualities. The qualities that can take us up in our life, even the qualities we have that can take us down in our life. And thing is that whatever quality we choose from that library and we bring it to the top of our mind awareness, that guides our behavior. That's why if somebody even doesn't understand or doesn't know any of the process of NLP, one simple practice what he can do, he just think that he is a library or she is a library, and he or she has to pick up those qualities or those skills from self that will be the focus area that will help him to take the action he is or she is looking to do it. So that's why the library model really, really helps.
Excellent. So, Dr. Mangesh, when I see that your profile, it's amazing profile, right? So
Thank you.
I see that top 10 of the master of NLP. So if one wants to choose, especially for the young generation, I wanted to ask this question. If they
Mhm.
wanted to choose this into their life as a main career, what is that they
Okay.
have to pursue?
Very good. As we are definitely, there are certain levels of NLP. First, we call as the basic level that is called as the NLP practitioner certification course,
Mhm.
and which is definitely a very intensive and very easy learning course. Lot of experiences, experiential learning. Then, after somebody becomes an NLP practitioner, the person can use all the tools to apply on their own life, and whatever they are doing in the profession, they can use those. Second, after that, there is a second level which is called as NLP Master Practitioner.
Mhm.
In NLP Master Practitioner, the person learns more NLP tools and also how the person can become a coach and how the person can actually become a therapist or a hypnotist, and the person also becomes an NLP Master Practitioner. After that, the person goes to the next level, which is called NLP trainer. And if somebody becomes NLP trainer, they can train people on NLP. And the ultimate level is called NLP master trainer. When somebody becomes a master trainer, they can actually certify NLP trainers. So there are 4 levels. And if anybody is interested to know and join more about it, they can definitely connect with you, Praveen, Mr. Praveenji, and because we are actually doing a course very soon, and they can look at it.
Absolutely, Dr. Mangesh, because The reason I asked you this question is because we all are busy. Sometimes to inherit the talent what we have inside,
Yes,
how to bring it out. These are the techniques people need to slow down and understand and bring that to light. That's the reason this session is all about how to pursue, right? The next question would be,
absolutely.
is this a career? Is this a part of a career? Like I choose engineering, I choose chemical engineering, I choose IT, I choose AIML. So do you have a career from graduation or post graduation about this NLP, or it's a separate practitioner courses we need to take?
That's a very meaningful question because people who understand this, they can actually look NLP as a career choice as well. Now, NLP at present formally may not be taught in any universities, but the certificate can make a person to get into new careers, like the career as a coach, career as a therapist, career as a modeler. Modeler means he can help people to model success from others, and so a person can become an NLP modeler, a person can become a sales expert, a person can become a counselor or sports psychologist. A person also can become a career which is into a motivational speaking or public speaking. A person can be successful in whatever the person does. So therefore, with NLP, I have seen many people, they have opened up their own consulting firms, they have become trainers, so they have become coaches, they have become counselors, and they are into mostly in the human helping profession, and even people have become leaders in their profession. So that's why one can become very successful in whatever he is doing, and there are also about 7 8 wonderful career, like one can also become an OD expert, so organizational development expert. So like that, there are career choice somebody can take as their own career. And second, if somebody is doing something, the person can also become very very successful in their existing career.
Great information, Dr. Mangeshji. So now coming to this training, right? So most of the corporates, right, today to excel the knowledge levels of their employees, most of the careers I never had, like I have 25 years of career, but I never heard about NLP techniques using in our career, nor the employer never put this. Most of the trainings will be related to the technology, related to the leadership skills, how to deal difficult situations. So do you think this NLP can be helpful for the all the things like leadership, coaching, mentorship, that kind of a training?
Absolutely. Our organization particularly have trained NLP, I think, from more than 47 different professions. So starting from lawyers to police to doctors to nurses to engineers to journalists to management professionals. We have from political leaders. We have trained more than 47 professions. And what we have seen gradually, when people they come and they get learn about NLP, then they actually see the power of it. And even I have seen in couple of job interviews, when a candidate says I am with a NLP certification, industry likes that. And we in India, we have trained India and abroad, we have trained people in NLP, and after that they have gone and recreated their research, recreated the processes. They also have recreated the standard operating procedures and have done many things. We have trained NLP for miners, people who work in mines, people who work in ships, people. I mean, from different category, you have trained people. I think 47 plus job professions.
Excellent, excellent, Dr. Mangesh. So, how do you differentiate the NLP with psychology? Right? It looks like even psychology plays a role in NLP, but is it part of NLP, or it is like both are different subjects?
In fact, these are different school of thoughts. Psychology is the study of human behavior, and NLP is the study of human excellence. That means NLP studies a pattern that makes somebody to be highly successful, or we call study of excellence. Second, another part where psychology and NLP are connected. In psychology learning, we have got four ways of learning. One is called a classical conditioning, second is called a operant conditioning, third is called cognitive learning, and fourth is called modeling. That means when we see someone is successful, can we learn that mechanism of that person becoming successful and integrate to our life? So this mechanism is called as modeling. That's why there are a lot of things when we study, we find there are many things where there is an integration. Even the linguistic patterns we use in NLP, I've seen there are a lot of integration between psychology and NLP is there.
Excellent, Dr. Mangesh, excellent. So let's come to little bit about our NRIs and Indo-Americans, right? This the purpose of this particular show or podcast,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So what are the few simple NLP strategies which the NRIs or Indo-Americans can use to overcome the cultural stress or the professional burnout in their living abroad, right? Living in India, living in abroad is totally different. So definitely there are so many stress around personal and professional. What are your simple strategies?
This is a very powerful question again. One of the strategy I would like to tell you is called as reframing. Actually, there was a real life case. I had a client who, when shifted to another country, and he actually shifted to New Jersey. Then, when I was speaking, he actually mentioned that he's not assertive like Western peers, and he was thinking that he is weak. And when we actually, or during the process of coaching, we identified that the complete statement, his inner voice, that he is weak because he is not that assertive, it was coming from a frame of mind which is called insecurity frame of mind. And then the coaching process, we created a safe space for the client to shift the mental imprint from the insecurity frame to a value frame. That means rather than focusing on the insecurity, we made him to focus on what value does he add to those meetings or to those to his leadership style. And then he reframed the statement from that he must be weak to he said that he does not interrupt or dominate. Rather, he creates a safe space for thoughtful dialogue, and that adds stability to his leadership role. So we observed that over a period of time during our coaching process, from that insecurity frame, he actually changed his mindset to the value added frame or the value frame. So that's how the burnout, the stress the kind of a person was taking because of the cultural differences, he actually started integrating into the role more. And he told Dr. Mangesh, now the journey is very interesting and meaningful for me. So that's what it goes.
Very, very interesting story, Dr. Mangesh, because now this calls me to ask a question. You also do one-to-one NLP trainings where
Yes.
people have different kind of stress which
Yes.
they need to be addressed.
Mhm.
You do that?
Yeah,
One-to-one?
we do that. We do that.
Awesome. So then the next question would be, how can first generation immigrant parents use NLP to connect better with their children growing up in the Western culture? This is a very powerful uh, question because most of us undergo in whenever we come out of the country, right? Different culture.
Yes.
Our generation knows that and this, but this generation do not know, but we try to push our culture into that. So I just wanted to ask, this will be a very great question for everyone.
So this is a very again a meaningful question. Our the president of our company called Dr. Swati, she actually handled a real life case on the similar thing. So we say that there is something behind the silence or the tear before you guide begin to hear. So I was discussing with Dr. Swati to her case. She mentioned that once the mother told her that her son just did not open up when she was talking to them. So then Dr. Swati's coaching process, she told her about how to mirror the son's life so that the son, she could actually build a rapport with the son very well. And then certainly the son, after a certain period of time, he says, Mama, can we talk? Because I have something that is bothering me. So that's why most of the time what we say, we tell parents, instead of telling, why did you do this? State that, talk to your kid and tell that, help me understand what mattered to you in that moment when you spoke that to me. So what this come only one statement even that makes the child to not to think about complaint, rather to think about, from the effect side, the person comes to the cause side. The person says, okay, I think I can do something about my life. And then the kid opens up the discussion to find what can he or she unfold about the life. So that's what we say, that change the mindset of talking, build rapport, and you will find the kid opens up and connects very well.
Dr. Mangesh, I think you told the right thing. The way we speak, the way these kids understand, absolutely
Yes.
you told the right thing. So now I just wanted to introduce one of the rising high schooler from the
Okay.
US. And
Okay.
the reason I picked her is we started a platform called Elevate Gen, especially to have a platform to, interact with the other kids,
Okay.
because most of
Okay.
the kids here I see they are very busy in their gadgets. So
Okay.
I thought we need to have a platform where they can expose, exchange ideas, have some
Yes.
leadership skills, and interact and conduct these sessions which will be useful to the other kids as well. So without
Hmm.
further delay, I wanted to introduce Sai Siri, who is the president
Hello.
of Elevate Gen, and I wanted her to ask some questions to you as well. So, Sai, you want to go ahead to ask some questions
Yeah.
to Dr. Mangesh?
Yes, Sai.
Hi,
Introduce
Dr.
yourself and
Mangesh.
then ask it. Okay.
Hello.
My name is Siri, and I'm going into 12th grade. And in the future, I hope to go into neurology. So, as Praveen Uncle said, we started Elevate Gen to make a platform for the youth by the youth. Because there's so many things that I wish I had known when I came into high school. And so, Elevate Gen is basically to help others with building resumes, helping them find internships, all these things that some people think you can only do it with connections, but everyone should have an opportunity to get that experience. So that was kind of our mission statement while doing that, just to introduce the club to you.
Wonderful. That's actually a very good journey. I think a nice platform you have already created. And I know when people, they will be experiencing the platform, they definitely would find out their purpose and they will get the benefits that you are offering to people.
Thank you. Yes, that is our goal. And so I have some questions to ask you from the youth perspective. So,
Yes.
as someone who's, if I'm just beginning to explore NLP as a kid, what is like a habit or exercise that you would recommend that we do every day?
So in fact, there are four things you really can do.
Mhm.
Number one, start visualizing whatever you want to do in life. And it is told that once you visualize it, have the clear picture in your brain, then you make that visualization frequent and make it intense so that you not only see that picture in your mind, but also you feel that you have achieved. And we have seen brain mostly motivated by visual imagery than by logic. So if you practice this visualizing things, it actually helps everybody, as a, the teenagers or as the grown-ups, it helps a lot. Second thing, master your linguistics. Like most of the time, what we do, there are certain words we do. Like one of the word we speak is called try, Try. Now, try is a word which is a permission to fail, not to do. So you might have seen when somebody says, I'm trying to do this, you will find the person likely will not do. That's why
Mhm.
we say when we communicate with most of the words which are absolute certainty, because that makes our mind to actually see things to work. Third thing I will be talking about is to be more emotionally mature, because most of the time when we are not emotionally mature, small events that affect us, when small events affects, that disturbs our life. Let's say when we are emotionally mature, we can actually find out that yes, this emotion is necessary for me, but the emotion may not be necessary for me to drive. When this kind of a clarity comes in your brain, we become very, very successful. And then within self and around us, if we can create a safe space. So these are certain things I think if you practice with NLP or any of your friends or teammates, the practice, this is really, really going to help.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
My next question is, how can NLP techniques help Gen Z Indo-Americans deal with the pressure of academics and identity and all the stresses that we have with like the competitive environment in school today?
Most of the time, when a Gen Z at a different country, when they're working or they're doing certain things, they have certain challenges where sometimes they have to behave like in a particular pattern. Sometimes they have to behave like the other pattern. Suppose in my home, I may be most of the behavior I may be Indian, but in my outside I may be doing the behavior of the country I'm staying in. That's what it does. It creates different parts in the brain, and if those two different identities can be combined, we call parts integration, then the life becomes very successful. Let's say one of the activity we ask students to do is that we always ask them that write down 3 to 4 gifts of you being at this Genji and in the particular country. And then when you write certain gifts, you being the Genji and in a particular country or a particular context you're working, then they write down the benefits then or the gifts. Then we say, now think how you are going to use them and not to hide them. So when we use the gifts we have and not to hide, I think this really, really goes very good. And sometimes when we compare ourselves with others, then certain information that which is in the brain doesn't allow us to grow. Rather than comparing, if I can say what is good in me, that helps another level. So I say this kind of identity checks, identity buildups helps.
Okay, that's really cool to know. And then my last question is, you mentioned earlier with Praveen Uncle that you work with cricketers to help them in coaching. So how can NLP help young athletes in the US, like especially like Indo-American kids, improve their focus and their overall performance?
That's a very interesting question, and this question with NLP and sports is always close to my heart. So we actually say that for sports, we say before the field, before the play, tell your mind to lead the way. And in NLP, we say mind and body are part of the same system. So that's why we say create your muscle memories to hold the memories created by your brain. I will give an example. I was watching one video in YouTube where Mr. Federer, he wanted Mr. Agassi to serve at a speed of 113 miles per hour. And what amazed me is that when Mr. Agassi he served, it exactly was 140 miles per hour. So you see, there is no speedometer in his brain, but the muscle memory he has created about the sports has made him so perfection that when it was being told that 113 miles, he just made it 114 miles. So that what happens in sports, in game, we actually create different muscle memories about the game. And when we create muscle memories, it is through repetition. That means anything that we play, if we repeat success again and again and again, that becomes a part of the journey. Similarly, if there are nervous breakdowns because of peer pressure, because of the teammates they're not cooperating, so all these things we can think about the success and we can think and act frequently so that that becomes a muscle memory. So when you picture your sports and mentally rehearse your best day, and then you go to the field, you will be very successful.
Thank you. Thank you.
Sure,
This
Anshul.
topic of NLP is really interesting. I only researched it when Praveen Uncle told me you're talking with us, and
Yeah.
it's definitely something I'll explore further. So thank you so much for all
Thank
of
you
your
so
insight.
much.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you.
You can drop off. And then thank you
Thank
for
you.
asking these questions. And Dr. Mangeshji, thank you so much for answering the kids' question. The reason
Thank
I
you.
wanted to bring the kids into this show is they wanted to know before, right? At this
Right.
age, I'm able to understand these things. I want them to understand at the early stage in their life. That is the
Thank
main
you.
purpose of that. And let's continue a few more questions.
Yes.
And then, in the interest of time, we will conclude this.
Sure.
So, especially on the confidence and clarity
Mhm.
in public speaking, right? Today,
Mhm.
public
Mhm.
speaking is very important in youth, right? So, how do you think this NLP plays a role, or how do the parents need to motivate them to get this NLP into them to more motivate into the public speaking? What do you think? How it will be helpful?
Very good. Now, one of the aspects we have seen why some people they do not perform well in public speaking is when they go and stand on the stage, they find there are two types of audience. One type of audience, they're not very interested on the topic. Second type of audience, those they appear curious and happy. Now, a person who does not do good in public speaking, what he does, when he looks at the audience, he scans through the eyes of the people who do not look interested. And the person gets nervous and the person loses the interest, even if the person has all the, the theme, what he wants to speak in the brain, but that doesn't help. And there are second kind of speakers. When they go to the stage, their eyes scan through people who are very enthusiastic, who are looking enthusiastic, who are on the game, and who are ready to listen. So one of the tips or tricks we use in public speaking is when we go to the stage, we look at people who are actually in tune with us and we make rapport. Then we look at people who are not in tune and we also create a rapport. And there are various ways of creating a rapport with audience. So when we create rapport, then we engage with the discussion with certain hand gestures, certain stories, and then also what we do, we keep our posture proper and then our voice clear. So that's why we say that your voice is power, bold and clear. Speak your truth. The even that will silence the fear. So that's why what happens. All these aspects of communication, called as the rapport building, the context that you are talking, making it a story, making it meaningful. Then whatever you are telling, make the people to remember, get the audience involved in your communication. So when you do all this stuff, then you know what happens. All these things when you do, then the public speaking becomes very easy.
Absolutely. Definitely, this helps how we need to be in the public speaking. Thank you, Mangesh,
Thank you.
for that. And now coming to the next question, we often talk about purpose and clarity, right? How
Yes,
can NLP help people of all ages, from students to seniors, find this?
very good. In NLP, we use there are certain questions we use to find out if certain thing is just a goal of life or it is a purpose of life. Now, if you want to understand someone's purpose, or even your own purpose, then we ask three certain questions. First question is that we ask the client, what do you enjoy doing that energizes you? That means even if you are doing, and you will not feel tired doing that. And then the person writes certain things. Okay, I am doing this. So that always keeps me energized, doesn't make me feel tired easily. Like for me, when I coach, when I train, I just do not feel tired. Rather, every moment I am into the process that gives me more of the energy which is boosted within me. So this is something, the first question we ask, what do you enjoy doing that energizes you? Then the second question we ask, what is it that you are doing where you do lose the track of time? That means you do not think, oh my God, it's already 5 hours I'm working. You just do that in a way that even if the time goes, you still get engaged in the process. That's called as engagement. And the third question we ask that, what breaks your heart or makes you really feel a little disturbed, or make you feel deeply moved when this thing happens or does not happen? So when you ask these three questions and the client writes this, at the end of this, when they looks at this, the answers they have written, that clearly gives them brings a clarity about the purpose they are looking for. So and sometimes when we ask to a client like, what were you doing the last time you actually felt lost of the track of time and you felt alive? So these are certain things, if we keep on asking ourselves, the clarity about our purpose of life will be very prominent for us.
Excellent. You touched with that. Definitely, we need to start thinking about that to see the progress, Dr. Mangeshji. And
Thank you.
Jen, the last question is, what's your message to the youth trying to balance tradition and modern ambition?
That's a very, again, a meaningful question, because most of the time I have seen when our youth, balances between tradition and ambition, they feel like they're in two different worlds. In one world, it is tradition. The another world, it is ambition. They're in two different worlds. And that's why sometimes what happens, some neural dissonance happens. Now in NLP, we have a process called as parts integration, where what it does, it makes a person integrated to different roles the person plays. So that's how what we do a small exercise. If we are talking about, we say that first you write your name, then write 2-3 roles you do, which are traditional in nature, and 2-3 roles you are doing, which is ambitious oriented in nature. Then we say, can you create a breeze between the two? And when they create a breeze between the two, the action they take, they find, oh my God, this is just two things we do, like the two different things we do in our life. Suppose a person plays two games, it's not that the both games are disturbing. The person studies two subjects, it's not that two subjects are disturbing, because they actually create a breeze between the subjects. Similarly, when they are between tradition and ambition, we help them to create that breeze with the actions, and that actually makes them to gradually feel integrated. And when they feel integrated, they take it. This is a very, very mature part of their life.
Very well said. So bridging the gap between two, that should help
Yeah.
all of us. Right? Excellent. I think with that, we will complete the podcast on the NLP topic, but we will have some of the personal touch before we close the session, Dr. Mangeshi. What have been the most fulfilling moment in your NLP coaching?
There are two things. Once a kid has come to me who was playing table tennis, and when the kid was playing table tennis, in the practice or in the practice matches, the kid can actually even defeat the kid could defeat his her coach. But when the kid was appearing the real match, that moment he was not she was not winning it. Then we ran certain NLP processes called switch and other anchoring and all. Then after that, the next match the kid actually played, she won. Then in one of the premier leagues, she was even hired as the very highest paid player for that match. And when the kid and the parents were sharing this experience with me, I felt like, wow, this is something can NLP can actually do the changes to an individual.
Absolutely, that's the most happiest moment too, when you are coaching and they have been successful. Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely, Dr. Mangeshi. If you had a if you had a chance to coach, right, 18
Yes.
year old, what would you
Yes.
say?
Okay. So suppose I had a chance to coach myself when I was 18, then one thing I would have told myself that there is nothing to prove in life. Just become that you want to do. Because I have seen that during the early part of my life, there are many things that I proved that I am like this, I am like that. And my inner voice was like that, tell the world that who you are. But gradually, I found that's not required. If my programming is that I have to explore my potential and do the best of use of that, then I can actually become what I want to become. So that's why we say, like, when one soul shines because of you, that's success in its truest hue. So that's how we say that one can be actually become successful. And this is what I would have coached myself, that do not prove, because you yourself is the greatest validator of whatever you are doing in life.
Very well said. Very well said. What is your ultimate vision for NLP's impact on global Indian youth?
One of the thing, that we actually tell that NLP in every home, that we want that if every home someone is NLP literate, then the person really, the home can actually do bigger things in life. That's why I want, one of the dream that I do have is that to create a generation that does not just chase success, but defines it, designs it, and delivers it with joy and authenticity. So this global tribe, if we can create, where person can understand their own potential, their own consciousness, and the conscious choice of doing things, I think this can be a real, real great thing. We can make it.
Excellent, Mangeji. So, are you saying that everyone should pursue their career with happiness, what they like, rather than
Absolutely,
chasing the
absolutely,
success? Excellent. I
absolutely.
like it. Definitely, that is a valuable thing for everyone to think, because we all are chasing success. We all are chasing money, right? But
Yes,
not the passion in us. Absolutely, I agree.
I agree with that.
So, how can our viewers take a first step into NLP today?
I can say if they want to take a first step, they can actually do many things. Like every time when someone is catching negative self-talk, they can pause and ask, what's a more empowering way to say this to ourselves? And another thing people can do, they can swap their inner language from I can't to how can I. And the most powerful way what they can do, like Mr. Praveen, as you are launching this course of level 1 program for NLP, they can definitely connect with you and join. And if they connect with you and join this course, we will tell them all these techniques which they should not be missed in life. Rather, they should take it and use. Because a lot of time what happens, opportunities are created, but sometimes in the dilemma of yes and no, we miss this opportunity. So I can say that the level 1 course program that you will be launching very soon, Mr. Praveen, if people can join that, they will get the greatest of the tools that can transform their life.
Absolutely, Dr. Mangeshji. This is why I create this platform, because everyone are busy in our own life. We need to change
Yes.
our lifestyle. We need to inculcate something meaningful, learn from others, and that is the reason I've also requested for this course. Soon we will launch, and we will benefit other co-Indo-Americans and NRIs to be thoughtful, to be self-confident, and experience this NLP so that they can learn something new in there, right? So,
Absolutely.
in one sentence, what do you want to tell every Indo-American watching this to remember?
So, in one sentence, I can say that you are born from dreams that cross the sea. You are the breeze, the light, create the legacy. So
Wow.
that's what one of my statement to
That
everyone.
was awesome, Dr. Mangeshi. That was really true, right? So, and before we close, one more question I wanted to ask. Is there any relation now in the AI, ML, NLP, right? Are your techniques naturally, are you thinking to prepare any of the app imbibe your NLP techniques as an algorithm in AI/ML? Is that coming soon?
Absolutely, we are already started working on that, and in that process, I already have created a clone of mine, which is AI driven, and we are actually talking to another consultant where we are integrating that. Even in Chat GPT, I have an NLP with Dr. Mangesh, a generative AI. Anybody they want to ask any question to that, they can ask, and it will automatically answer. And we are taking to a little higher level so that people can get the power of NLP in the most easiest way.
Absolutely. Thank you, Mangeshji, for your time and your intelligence, which you have shared with all of us. And I'm sure that every viewer will go back and browse about NLP, about Dr. Mangesh, and the upcoming courses where they can join. And for sure, I'm going to launch this NLP for everyone's benefit. Whoever wants to take the advantage of this, your time, precious time, to self motivate, learn new skills,
Yeah.
and definitely pursue a easy life in your journey. That's all I can
Thank
say.
you.
And thank you everyone for watching. And this is the part of our podcast with Mr. Dr. Mangesh, and he has shared some meaningful NLP techniques which will be useful in our personal and professional life. And hopefully, we will take this opportunity and we will take some time from Dr. Mangesh, and we will see how we can have a basic NLP program and we can get certified. Thank you so much, Dr. Mangesh.
Thank you.